Hey guys, what is up? It is Dangeles, and welcome back to the third and final part of our advanced modern house for survival tutorial. On this final part, we're going to go ahead and finish up some of the interior, add some landscaping to this place to make it look a little bit prettier, and we're going to be pretty much good to go. So on the first two parts, we finished up the exterior design pretty much. Again, we still have some small details to add, but it's looking pretty good. You can kind of just go on your own way from here pretty much if you wanted to, but I'm going to add a little bit more detail to this place, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is add a Dangeles anvil because we cannot have a tutorial without a Dangeles anvil, so we'll go ahead and place that right there. And that's going to look just on the balcony there. And one thing you can do on the balcony that I forgot to mention in the first two episodes is you can add a railing here if you want and connect it to right there. I didn't actually do it on my build because I just kind of like leaving it open, but it is a thing you can add if you're feeling like it, but I think it kind of restricts your space a little bit, so I decided not to add that. It's totally possible though. I'm going to go ahead and place two double doors right there. Those are our main entrance to the building. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add some glass panes right next to the staircase here. So pretty much take them one block past the staircase and just run them connecting all the way to the wall. And this is just kind of make it so the staircase looks a little bit safe. And it's funny because monsters will actually spawn in that room. It's happened a couple times right underneath the staircase before, and you can kind of just like laugh at them. So you can do that. And then another thing you can do is actually go ahead and take another bit of glass pane and run it down. I didn't actually know glass panes can. Oh, wait, I did know that. What am I thinking? Connect to the glowstone. But you can run that down pretty much right to the edge of the stairs, or to the doors, I meant. And then you can punch open some space right here, and this can become a basement on the build. So you can go ahead and put some stairs in right here if you want, and you can kind of add a basement. I'm not going to add that for the sake of the video because it's pretty simple to add on, but you can put a basement down there. You can even check it out on my Survival Island series. The basement's fully finished under there and equipped for survival, and I think it looks pretty good, so you can add that down there if you want. I'm going to throw another Dangeles anvil in this corner because I really like the way those look. And then over on this wall, you can add a bunch of different survival things that you can do. So one thing I actually am going to add real quick is I'm going to get out some green wool and some glowstone. I'm just going to go ahead and make a little bit of a carpet in the ground right here that just adds some nice lighting to this room. So we got to light this floor up a little bit, and adding glowstone during the carpet is a great way to light stuff because you don't see it, and it lights the room pretty well actually. So I'm going to go ahead and do some green wool to match our wall here, and that looks pretty good. So we're going to add that right there. And now I'm going to grab some survival stuff, some furnaces, ender chests, anvils, brewing stands, crafting tables. I'm just going to kind of do something like this, just something real simple, something survival-y. So maybe like that, place an anvil and ender chest on top of that, maybe a brewing stand or two, something like that basically, just something simple. Maybe even like an extra chest on the side there, just to add some survival stuff to the interior of this place. So that's pretty much good for the first floor. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. Make sure you spam this area out here with torches when you get a chance. So just put torches all over the place. You can also even coordinate some glowstone in the ground here and put carpets over top of that as well. That's another possibility. So next thing I'm going to do is come out here, and we're going to work on that fireplace real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and open a couple of slots right there. I'm going to grab some quartz stairs, some netherrack, if I can find that. There we go. And some flint and steel. And then I'm just going to go ahead and place some of that right there. Make sure you turn fire spread off on your world so it doesn't burn everything down. I'll do that for my own world real quick. And then what you can do is go ahead and place some glass panes on top of that. And if you want, you can go ahead and place some stone slabs underneath of this, like that. And you can create yourself a little bit of a fireplace. And even if you want to get fancy with it, obviously if survival, this is completely pointless, but you can place some little chairs here if you want. And maybe even like a little glass table right there if you want in the middle of the thing. So you can do that if you're adding some fancy little touches to the place. That's totally cool. And one thing I actually forgot to do was make that a full block right there. So make sure that's a full block in the corner. Almost forgot about that. So let's keep on going. We're going to go up to the second floor here and work on this. This actually definitely needs some work, so we're going to do this right now. Okay, so I just quickly put down some glowstone to light this place up a little bit. So we're going to need some quartz. We're going to need a door. We're going to need some green stained clay and a few other things, but we'll just start off with that. Actually, I'm going to grab some glass panes as well. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and just fill this quartz in up to the wall here, covering up that stained clay. And then we're also going to take some quartz back here and just pretty much fill this in. So this is going to go all the way down and just fill this all in here. You can actually leave that open, that's fine. And then we're going to go ahead and place some slabs right across through here. And then on the top level, you can go ahead and place some more quartz. And basically, this part here is one of the things where you don't necessarily have to fill this in if you're playing in survival, because it's not 100% necessary. If you don't have the blocks, or if you're running low and you don't feel like going to the nether anymore, I don't blame you. Believe me, we were at that stage when we were building this thing. But if you have the materials, just go ahead and fill that in right there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and break open some space right there. Going to make a door. And then you want to just go ahead and fill this in with some slabs here. And this is going to become the, I guess, the closet for the second floor. Not the whole entire thing, but most of it will be. So if I can just break through here, I'm going to fill this in to there. And go like that. And then you can pretty much just take like a wall across right there. You don't have to fill the rest of that space. And you can just throw down some chests right here. You can place them on both levels. You can open those because there's slabs above it. Maybe even throw down a torch in here or something like that so nothing spawns and surprises you. And there you go. You have a little bit of space there. You want to make sure you actually turn that into full blocks right there on that corner there, so it's kind of connecting. And you can just add a small closet behind the staircase pretty much. So you can also take some upside down quartz slabs and run this around like a little banister like that, so there's no one's going to fall off and hurt themselves. And then the next thing you can do actually is you can go ahead and get some quartz and run this through here. That's right, like that, and place a full block right there. So you can kind of just like continue that shape like that in that corner, and that looks pretty nice. So there you have it, guys. That's kind of the corner there by the staircase. So the next thing we're going to do is get some green stained clay. And I'm going to come 3 blocks in from the glass on the coal wall here. And then we're going to take this and run this all the way down until it's 2 blocks away. And then just fill this all the way up. And this is going to kind of be a divider wall for the bedroom, I guess you could say. So this goes all the way down. Again, 3 blocks opening right there of coal. And then you can place some panes on the side there. I'm going to go ahead and grab some anvils and some bushes and make myself a little bit of a Danville's anvil right in the corner there. I really love the way the jungle leaves look. They're just so vibrant, and that bright green is really nice. I'm going to grab some real beds and a painting. I'm going to throw down 2 real beds. Depending on how many friends you have, I guess you could add more. But since it's me and Tyler normally on the Survival Island world, we just have 2. And then I usually just throw down a 2x1 painting just right above the bed. So we're going to come back over here. I'm going to break this, and I'm going to add some skylighting in here. But before I do that, I'm going to grab more of those random survival items that we need. And let's say we do a crafting table and a furnace again. Crafting table and a furnace. I'm going to place some chests on here. Maybe an ender chest. One of those again. An anvil next to that possibly. Just whatever you want to do, really. You can just kind of randomize it if you want. It doesn't matter to me. Do something like that. Or maybe even make that another ender chest. It doesn't really matter. Well, you don't need 2 ender chests right next to each other. That's silly. But something like that, right? Just kind of make that simple in the corner. And then in over here, what I actually did on the builds in my survival world, I did something kind of funny that you can add if you would like. It's totally silly and unnecessary. But you can go ahead and kind of create like a real bed, that, or I guess like a fake bed that you would make in creative or something like that. So just do like a 3x4, 3x5. Add some 3x4 is probably good. Add some carpet on top of that. And you can kind of create like a little, like a real bed, I guess, or like a fake bed, but it's like looks real. You know what I mean? And I might even actually make these slabs here instead. Make sure you light this place up. What I'm gonna do is actually put some ceiling lighting in here, so some skylights. So I'm gonna go like a 3x3 skylight right above the bed here. I'm gonna jump 3 blocks and do another one right here, like that. So it's kind of 3 away from there, and then it's 3 away from there, and there's 3 in between. So that's perfect. You can go ahead and add some glass there. And again, this does not protect you from nighttime, but during the day it creates nice lighting in the room, so you can do that. But I would still recommend torching this place up as much as you can. So spam your torches, people. That's probably not enough. You got to make sure you put them back here if you're going to add this bed, because a creeper has spawned there before in my actual survival world, and that was not cool. And the same thing over here. I'm going to add some small ceiling lighting above here. So I'm going to go 3x2 on these, jump 2 blocks and do another 3x2 like that. And you can fill this in. Get a little bit of a ceiling light in here just to kind of make this room look a lot better. Still torch it up though, guys. And honestly though, what you can do if you're being extra protective, you can just kind of get rid of this balcony if you want and just completely make this into glass panes like this, and you can take away this as well. Because stuff will spawn out in the balcony and then walk into the house, and that's not cool. So if you're feeling extra careful, you can do that and just like kind of make that into a window instead. That's totally fine. But that's pretty much what I wanted to do with the second floor, guys. So let's go ahead back outside, because I think everything on the interior is pretty much good. So we have our, I guess, survival station right there on the first floor. We have another one on the second floor. We have our bed. And then on the basement for the survival world that I used, or for the house I used for the survival world, I added an enchantment table and some more brewing stands. Pretty much everything you need for, basic survival. You can add as much stuff as you want underneath the basement if you want, honestly. So that's pretty much it for the interior. So the last thing we're going to do to kind of complete this house and finish this thing up for good is add some daylight sensors up here on the roof. And I'm actually also going to add some glowstone. So what we want to do is come in 2 blocks and then 3 blocks up right here. And you're going to go ahead and jump 3 and then jump... oh, no, hold on a second. I did this wrong. You go ahead and grab some full blocks of quartz. You want to come in 3 blocks away and then 2 blocks. So 2 blocks from here, 3 blocks from here. And we can break that as well. And then come 4 blocks away from that one to here. So again, it goes 3 and then 4 and then still 2 blocks away from the edge. Same thing on this side, 2 blocks away from the edge, 3 blocks away from this side, so 3 and then 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And this adds just a little bit of lighting for this part, and then you can kind of just mimic this right below. Whoops, I put that on the wrong block as well. And you can just do this pretty much the exact same thing, so right there. And if you're super duper stacked in survival, you can do this with beacons if you want, but that's just kind of insane. So just add a little bit of glowstone there to light those, I guess, that open spot. Again, this is the part of the house that's really not 100% necessary for survival, so you do have to light it up a little bit. And then in the space in between the ceiling lights and that glowstone, you can add a little bit of a daylight sensor. So I'm going to do some 3x2s of daylight sensors, just like that. Just add a few of those, and you can even throw in another one right here if you want. Those are pretty easy to make in survival, so you can definitely add those on the top if you're trying to add some extra feature to the place. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and do a little bit of landscaping on the front yard before we conclude this thing for good. So what I'm going to do is actually just go ahead and grab some blocks of quartz, and I'm just going to kind of run a pathway down, straight down the front here. And this is going to kind of be our front yard here. So I'm going to run this down to, let's say, right there. Have this go all the way down. And I kind of created like this little wall or something like that in the front yard when I did this originally. So I'll show you guys what I'm going to do for that. I'm also going to grab some fences, if I can find those. Here we go. Some oak leaves, some stone, and then some stone slabs. And then basically like 4 blocks away from this, so let's say right here, I kind of just did like a thing that runs across. It doesn't really matter how far it goes. It's totally up to you. But I did it 2 blocks wide, kind of like separating the pathway. So something like this, kind of connecting down, and then you can just kind of fill in this little grass here, like that. And then what you can do is go ahead and take some slabs and kind of run these out. Let's say we'll go 4, and then kind of run them down this way, like this. Fill in this space with some stone, or really whatever block you want to use. And guys, I am curious to see you guys try to build this on some different seeds. So if you want to send me some pictures on Twitter, my Twitter handle's in the link in the description. So that would be really cool to see. If you guys want to send me some of those, I'd love to see anything. Or if you guys build this thing, I'd love to see it. So feel free to shoot me some pictures, and I will definitely be happy about that. So let me just kind of fill this in with some grass here, so it's not kind of like this little awkward transition. There we go, like that. And those 3 space blocks there, you want to go ahead and place some fences on top of that. And then we're just going to put some bushes there. So I'm going to go 3 on that one. Let's go 5 on that one, and 4 on this one, like that. Just kind of randomize it. Looks pretty good right there. And there you go, guys. That's kind of like a little front yard design that you can do. And then very last but not least, we don't want to forget one of the most important things about Minecraft, and that is adding trees. So I'm going to go ahead and grab our tree blocks. We need some saplings, some grass blocks, some bone meal, and a glass. And I'm just going to kind of just find some random spots to place a tree. So right here is fine. Place some glass and create like one of those big trees. I'll just do this until I get a good one. I'll try a couple of times because again, I don't want to waste your guys' time me trying to find a good tree that isn't a Humpty Dumpty, as I like to call them. Try to get one of those big Professor Oaks, but if we can get one of those on the first or second try, that would be great. If not, I'm going to cut the video and add them myself off camera. Come on, big money, no whammies. All right, that's fantastic right there. So that's kind of like the idea. You want to add like several of those going kind of on the outside of the place. So I'm going to add another one over here. We'll throw it down right there, and I might even make this one a little bit taller than normal. So I'll go ahead and grab that and spam this. Can we get 2 in a row that are nice? Hopefully, that'd be fantastic. No such luck. All right, so I'm going to break this and just kind of add... I'm going to add 3 trees around the outside. You can add as many as you want. I think I added 4 on the Survival Island world, so... again, that's pretty much up to you how many you want to add, but I definitely recommend planting some trees on the outside of this build. It'll just make the place look that much better. And you can even drape some leaves off the top. That's kind of like it's kind of not really a, I guess, an in-style design anymore, but you can definitely add that if you want. Again, that one's pretty crappy. So what I'm going to do, guys, real quick, I'm just going to cut the video and add a few more trees, and then I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I went ahead and planted some trees. I got some real nice ones here. I really like this one. I just got this one. Placed one over here, and then I placed one on the back here. So I'd say one of the best views of this house is from out on the water over here. If you kind of just like look at it from this angle, it looks really cool. So again, guys, I want to thank you very much for watching this little series of me building this thing step by step for you. Hopefully a lot of you guys build this thing, and if you do, be sure to send me some pictures of the final product on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @FPSDan, or you can also find it in the description. If you want to send me some pictures, I would love to see them, and I'd love to see them built on your worlds or on a different seed or whatever. Anything is cool to me honestly, so I'll be happy with anything you send me. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Thanks for building if you did. Give it a like if you did enjoy it, guys. Hopefully I provided you with a good enough tutorial for this place. I really like this house. I think it's really cool for survival. It's a pretty advanced build, so just keep that in mind when you're building it. And guys, it's been Dan Lags. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace out.